Ulcerative colitis, a very important inflammatory bowel disease characterized by the mucosal and submucosal inflammation of intestine, mainly the large intestine. It has most of the features similar to those of Crohn's disease, which is another inflammatory bowel disease. Ulcerative colitis is an inflammatory bowel disease represented by chronic relapsing inflammation of bowel, in which the inflammation recurs after a certain period of time with the same signs and symptoms of the disease. The disease go in a continuous fashion, that is, the mucosal and submucosal inflammation of the intestine is continuous throughout the intestine, while the rest of the intestine and the GIT is normal. The disease mainly begins from the rectum. The factors that trigger the ulcerative colitis are still unknown, but the disease may be due to inappropriate or abnormal mucosal immune activation. The disease is limited to colon and the rectum. Ulcerative colitis basically begins in the rectum and extends proximally to cecum. The extent of the disease beyond the cecum is very rare. This is the main differentiating feature of ulcerative colitis that make it different from Crohn's disease. That is, the involvement is only limited to colon and the rectum, while in Crohn's disease, any area of the GIT may be involved. Depending upon the site and the extent of involvement of the disease, the ulcerative colitis is further divided into the 5 types. Proctitis, in which only the rectal part of the intestine is involved. Proctosigmoiditis, in which the disease is limited to rectum and the sigmoid colon. Distal colitis, in which the most of the distal colonal part of the GIT is involved along with the rectum and the sigmoid colon. Extensive colitis, in which the transverse colon is involved along with the distal colon, rectum and the sigmoid colon. Pancolitis is the severe form of the ulcerative colitis in which whole of the large intestine along with the rectum is involved. In severe form of the disease like pancolitis, the small intestine is normal, although the mild mucosal inflammation of the distal ileum is seen. This is known as backwash ileitis. The features of the ulcerative colitis like pseudopolyp and ulcer formation will be discussed in detail in gross morphological and histological features of the disease. Clinically, the patient of ulcerative colitis present with bloody diarrhea and stringy mucoid material with it, and there may be left lower quadrant pain in the patient of ulcerative colitis. The risk of developing carcinoma is less in ulcerative colitis patient, but the carcinoma development may depend on extent and the duration of involvement of the disease. Smoking decreases the risk for ulcerative colitis. Some scientists think that smoking protects against ulcerative colitis. That is, the smoking cessation may lead to onset of the symptoms. The extraintestinal manifestations of the ulcerative colitis are similar to Crohn's disease, except there are 2 additional manifestations in ulcerative colitis, that is, skin lesions and primary sclerosing cholangitis, while the rest of the extraintestinal manifestations like uveitis, migratory polyarthritis, sacroiliitis, ankylosing spondylitis are similar to Crohn's disease. Lead pipe sign on imaging is the characteristic finding of ulcerative colitis. This occurs due to the loss of haustra, which are the segmented pouches of the intestine that are visible on the X-ray. Grossly, the ulcerative colitis is characterized by the involvement of colonic mucosa, which may be red and granular or have extensive broad-based ulcers. There can be abrupt transition between diseased and uninvolved colon. Pseudopolyp formation is seen in the gross morphology of ulcerative colitis, which is the main differentiating feature of ulcerative colitis. These are actually the isolated islands of regenerating mucosa, often bulging into the lumen to form polyp-like structure. The tips of these pseudopolyps may fuse to form bridges, and these bridges are known as mucosal bridges. Mucosal atrophy is also seen in the chronic form of the ulcerative colitis. The chronic disease may lead to flat and smooth mucosal surface that lacks normal folds. The features like mucosal thickening, strictures, skip lesions are absent in ulcerative colitis, which are the features of Crohn's disease. Serosal surface is also normal in ulcerative colitis. Toxic megacolon is also the major differentiating feature of ulcerative colitis. Inflammation and inflammatory mediators can damage the muscularis propria and disturb the neuromuscular function, leading to the colonic dilation. The colon appears as a large structure, which is the term used mega, which means the large colon. A picture from the Robbins pathology have clearly shown you the active form of the ulcerative colitis with red granular mucosa in the cecum and the sum of the part of the colon up till here, while the rest of the mucosa of the intestine is atrophic, which represents the chronic form of the ulcerative colitis. In this picture, you can clearly see there is a clear demarcation between the normal mucosa of the intestine and the abnormal mucosa, which is red and granular mucosa. It represents the active form of the ulcerative colitis. This picture is showing inflammatory polyp or the pseudopolyp, which are the isolated islands of the regenerating mucosa that bulge into the lumen of the intestine. When the tips of these pseudopolyps fuse together, they form the bridge-like structure. Here these are the bridge-like structures which are called the mucosal bridges. A picture from the pathoma have clearly shown you the active form of the ulcerative colitis. This is the red granular mucosa with the loss of the normal mucosal folds in it. It extends from the rectum. Here is the rectum. The disease extends from the rectum towards the colon up till the cecum. Ulcerative colitis cannot extend beyond the cecum. The radiological imaging of patient of ulcerative colitis have clearly shown you the lead pipe appearance of the intestine, in which there is a loss of haustra in it. Haustra are actually the segmented pouches of the normal intestine visible on the X-ray of the normal intestine. This is the normal intestine with the haustra visible on X-ray, while this is the area with ulcerative colitis giving the lead pipe appearance of the intestine. This is a picture of toxic megacolon taken from the internet, in which you can clearly see the dilation of colon, which is resulted due to the damage to the muscularis propria and disturbed neuromuscular function. The toxic megacolon is the complication that is seen in the patient of ulcerative colitis. On histopathology of ulcerative colitis, you will see inflammatory infiltrates, crypt abscess, crypt distortion, and epithelial metaplasia. These are the features similar to Crohn's disease, but the inflammatory process is diffuse and generally limited to mucosal and submucosal layer of the intestine, while in Crohn's disease, this inflammatory process is transmural, that is, it involves all the 4 layers of the intestine. The features like submucosal fibrosis, mucosal atrophy, and distorted mucosal architecture remain as residua of the healed disease, but these features may revert to nearly normal after the prolonged remission of the disease. The granulomas that are seen in Crohn's disease are absent on histopathology of the ulcerative colitis. This is a picture from Robbins pathology in which you can clearly appreciate the crypt abscess. The crypt abscess is characterized by the clusters of the neutrophils within the crypt. These are the clusters of the neutrophils residing within the crypt. This is another picture showing the epithelial metaplasia. This is the normal epithelium and this is the metaplastic epithelium. This type of metaplasia is actually pseudopyloric metaplasia, in which the epithelium takes the form of gastric antral appearing glands, hence the term pseudopyloric metaplasia. This pseudopyloric metaplasia is seen in Crohn's disease as well as in ulcerative colitis. In this picture, you can see the inflammation is mucosal and submucosal. The destruction of the crypts is seen in the mucosal layer of the intestine, while this is the destruction seen in the submucosal layer of the intestine, while the rest of the layer of the intestine is normal. A picture from the pathoma has also shown you the crypt abscess, in which you can clearly differentiate the clusters of the neutrophils within the crypt. This is the epithelium of the crypt, and these are the clusters of the neutrophils. Thank you for watching the video. Hope you will find this video helpful, productive and practical.
Hey warriors, be productive and like, share and comment the video. Subscribe my YouTube channel and press the bell icon so that you will never miss any update from Morphopath.